Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hello, everyone. Gosh, can you believe 2022 is here?
Yeah.
I know it was a lot of toughness in 21. We were discussing that before we came on air. We've lost a lot of our close friends, loved ones, parents, Christmas, holidays. But folks, 22 is going to be a fabulous year for all of us. And we've got to believe that. And starting right here tonight, Senior Living Today, we're going to give you some new ideas for 2022. Great guest tonight. Where we're going with this the whole year, it all started with you. And what do I mean by that, folks? And they look at me and say, I don't know, Joey, tell us what you mean. Folks, we want you to call in. And if there's a place you want us to shoot on location, if there's something you want us to investigate, anything dealing with the senior lifestyle, where we have to live, what we have to do, where do we eat, all of this comes through what you call in and let us know. So let's not waste any more time. Let's start 2022 with a bang. Cheryl, who are our sponsors, sir?
The folks that make it possible for us to be here every week and talk with y'all. Patrick Ignacio is the owner of Ward Specialty Pharmacy. It's on Sunset Avenue across the street from the Harris-Teeter Market. A compounding pharmacy. What does that mean to you? Patrick makes the prescriptions. Go see him. He's very helpful. If you got some really expensive things, he might be able to compound it for you and get the pricing down for you a lot with that. He makes medications for your pets. We patronize. Our dog Molly is a client of Patrick's. and my wife and I are Patrick's clients also, so we all go there. Brian West is the owner of Wires Inc., and that is a place that you go if you want to make your vehicle more comfortable and safer out there on the highway. Go talk to those guys. They are great, and they also do bed liners, which I'll talk to you about next week. He is also on Sunset Avenue, just over Interstate 95 if you're coming from Rocky Mount. Brett Hill, First Class Realty, Triangle East, a real estate firm here in the Mills Complex here in Rocky Mount, and they're experienced. They can help you if you are a buyer or a seller of real estate here in Nash County. From here to Raleigh, they're working. They have brokers all through this area.
Cheryl, do they do commercial as well as?
Yes, they do. They also do work with commercial real estate.
Well, folks, as we get started tonight, I'm just going to cut short here. I normally get right into a monologue, but not tonight. We've got a great guest. You've seen her before. Number one, you've seen her in a kitchen, preparing food for Thanksgiving prior to. You've seen her doing many things, and she's going to be telling us a lot of things new for 2022. So, Cheryl, let me just sit back here and let you take over.
Okay. We're very, very fortunate this evening. We have with us Miss Joy Weaver.
Hello, y'all. Seen you before.
Yep, she is most famous for being my Sunday school teacher.
Many years ago.
Many years ago, yeah, just a few. I'm not that old. But she is an experienced healthcare hero. She's one of the people who has been out here, along with a lot of folks in the healthcare industry, our EMT people, firemen, policemen, all the folks who've been really working hard during the last couple of years for us. She spent many years with Humana as I gotta get this right, as a care manager. And you were here working in Nash, Edgecombe, and Halifax counties was your primary area. And then now you're working with Action Health Staffing.
That is correct.
And you are a home care manager now.
Correct.
Okay, and so you are obviously working in the homes with folks. Yeah.
That is one of I like to meet people where they are and take. I guess because I've been a nurse for so long, I won't say how many years I've been a nurse. Too long, but you learn as you do nursing. You work in the hospital, but people leave the hospital when they go home. And when they go home, they have to deal with their illness when they get home. And that's why I love going to people's homes and meeting them where they are, see what they have, see what they know, and get to know the individual. And that's what health coaching is really about too. I'm a certified health coach, which I have a business, Transform Health, And so if you're interested in a health coach to help you with chronic disease or with a weight issue, I can help you with that. But tonight mainly, I think we wanted to talk about change for
Absolutely.
a better you for 2022. A better you in 2022. Is that a rhyme?
I like
Better
that.
you in 2022.
And you're starting out with what? Letting them have a fresh look.
Right.
What is today's date, folks? Third, fourth?
The 4th.
So
The 4th.
we are at the very beginning
Yep.
of
Right.
where we're starting our program, what we're doing.
Right.
Joey, give us some insight of how we can make these changes for a better 22.
Well, you just said a word that most of us do not like, and that is change. We have to change. Why don't we like the word change? Because we humans don't like to change. And we have to change sometimes to get better. And then maybe you already are better and you're heading towards your best, But don't think of it as a new year of being a new you, because it's hard to say because I am who I am, and so now I have to be a new person. You want to be a better person. You want to change, but we don't like the word change because it is something that we have to do. So in light of, I can't help but think about all we've been through in the past 2 years with pandemic,
Absolutely.
COVID, and we
Yes.
are still going through that. We're not over
Right.
that yet. Excuse me. So the one thing that came to my mind in thinking about tonight was how to continue to improve our immune system. And it goes hand in hand with our diet, with our activity. And diet is, if we eat a good, well-rounded diet with lots of fruits and vegetables, you're going to be okay. But if you don't, and most of us are busy, have a busy lifestyle, and we may not be able to do that. But there are some things that you can do, and that one of those is take a supplement with certain minerals, trace minerals, and that will help boost your immune system if you know that you're not going to eat vegetables 6 times a day. How many of us do that?
Where you're going with this now, is that possible, Cheryl, for our listening audience to do what? Come off by following some of these simple directions, to come off of some of the medications possibly that they are currently taking. That's a big thing. What I wanted to drive home tonight, guys, was that yes, there's blood pressure, there's cholesterol, there's the norms, but can we, by healthy lifestyle, making, here's that word again, guys, sorry, a slight change.
Right.
Joey, can we do anything like that?
Sure, you can. But of course, you need to follow it with your doctor. I hesitate in saying that, but the truth of it is, yes, you can do that. You certainly can. And some of the examples, I have to write these down because I am getting a little bit older, so I have to be sure I write down everything I want to be sure and tell y'all tonight. If you want to jot down some trace minerals, first of all, that you need to have on hand, and I guess Patrick, as Cheryl was saying earlier, he could also help with this. I'm sure that he knows this. But most of all, zinc is great for your immune system. Be sure you're getting some zinc. Yeah, it's hard to get enough zinc in your diet as far as eating enough to get enough zinc to boost your immune system. Vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin E. Those 4 vitamins, trace minerals, and iron is another one, of course. We know that iron helps our red blood cells, and we need the red blood cells to be healthy. So iron, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin E. They are the main minerals that we need to be sure that we're getting in our diet. And it's as easy as, I could sit here and give you a whole list of foods, and I do have some written down that I'll go over as far as watching your weight to help with your immune system. Because if we're overweight, if we're not exercising, if we're not eating correctly, what's going to happen?
Quick question.
It's going to fall apart.
Quick question. That's why we're here, to let you know to avoid that. But you brought up D, C, zinc. If we could not afford, money's tight everywhere. If we could not afford, is there somewhere, and me, old country boy, I'm thinking D, a glass of milk. Is there somewhere that we can get a vitamin C, a D? Is there somewhere, so you just said it, Joey, we can't get a lot of zinc. Is there somewhere that we could possibly focus on any of that in lieu of having to spend the money for trace, plus this, plus that.
Right.
Just thinking from their point of view, sitting on the couch right now, where could we get that vitamin?
Well, that's what okay, we know vitamins, you mean as far as zinc is concerned.
Or C, or D.
C is not so hard. But we know the vegetables, you know, the oranges, fruits, I'll tell you an easy way to remember it, instead of me naming all these things I have on a list. The more colorful your grocery cart at the grocery store, the more vitamins you're going to get. Remember that. The more colorful you're buying. When you go to the produce section, avocados, what's purple? Eggplant. What's green? Spinach, kale, turnip greens, collards, all of that. Yeah, anything green.
Red peppers.
The brighter, that's right, red peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers, your squash, your different squashes. Make it colorful. Learn how to cook things a different way. And you'd be surprised that something, just because you've never eaten it, doesn't mean that you would not really enjoy it, and it can be healthy for you. So just try to make your cart colorful, not white potatoes, but orange potatoes, sweet potatoes, okay? Think that way.
Question for both. Cheryl, I know you've got a couple there, so we're just throwing this in. A lot of people have a time schedule. Well, Joey, guys, I just don't have time to cook every night. Is some of these frozen dishes that you see, we got a call at the office, is the frozen dish as good as? Well, my response was, well, of course, if you can get it fresh from the garden, no. But if it's secondary, can we pick up a frozen squash? Can we pick up a frozen, give me anything, but is that a secondary chance? Because we use the microwave to death.
Yeah. Frozen foods are better than canned foods. Canned foods have too much salt, too much sodium, but you have to be careful with frozen. You just always look at the label. Just see if there's a list of ingredients that long in a frozen package of food, you probably don't want to buy it. So just be careful when you buy frozen foods. If you're buying just frozen vegetables, yes, that's great. If you're buying the frozen dinners, like a lot of people buy.
No, I'm talking about the vegetables.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep it close to what your target is to them tonight.
That's great. Frozen vegetables are great. And even frozen fruits. They're fine too. Like the mixed fruit that are frozen.
Yes.
Certainly.
It has pineapple, blueberries, and strawberries. That is wonderful. Add that to your oatmeal. That can be your breakfast. Oatmeal is a great thing. We talked about this on here once before. There's so much that I could say, but low glycemic foods will help you lose weight. And
okay. I did graduate 5th grade by myself.
Really?
But I do not understand what does low glycemic mean.
I'm sorry. I'm so used to using that word. I'm sorry. Okay. Glycemic is sugar, right?
Okay.
We know that glucose, GLY, it is in the Latin or ever how we learned that language, our English language. But low glycemic means that when you eat these certain foods, and if you look up under Google, just Google low glycemic foods, it will give you the whole list of low glycemic foods, okay?
Yes.
And then you can grocery shop. Make out your grocery list with low glycemic foods, okay? That means that these foods are not going to convert into sugar. High glycemic foods, examples of high glycemic, guess what? Most of them are white. White sugar, white bread, white rice.
What everybody likes.
What we
much.
all like. Potato chips. They're made from potatoes, okay? We all love them, okay? So that's all high glycemic. But low glycemic foods, your vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower,
again, colorful.
artichokes, all that. That's and they're good. Dry beans, this time of the year when it's cold, it's so good to go home when your crock pot's full of dry beans. I don't know if everybody likes dry beans like I do. Your pinto beans, your dry butter beans, your black-eyed peas we just had for New Year's. They are great for you. They are low glycemic foods. They're high fiber, and they will help you lose weight.
How about chili? How about a pot of chili on a cold night? We do it. We all do.
Yes.
Good, bad, indifferent, okay, not okay?
It's good as long as you don't load it with sugar. Some people load their chili with sugar, and I'm like, why do you put sugar in chili? It's so good without the sugar in it. But you have tomatoes. It all depends on what you put in it. And of course, your beef, you use the more lean beef. You're not going to get any carbs in meats. So meats, and my husband, I've got to give him a plug tonight. He's lost 20 pounds, and that man has eaten so well. low glycemic foods. We found a list of low glycemic.
Like you're telling the audience.
Like I'm telling you all
Okay.
tonight. You know, the low glycemic foods and protein. We leave the potato off. Leave that rice off.
Right.
Leave that pasta off, which we love so much, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't ever have it,
Right.
but once a month or something.
Well, they
you know.
just noticed, and I hate to do it, guys and girls,
Yes.
but quickest 30 minutes going. Folks, run to the kitchen, get you another little snack. Remember what's being said here tonight. But we'll be right back after a quick break. Stay tuned. We've got some great stuff to close the show out with. See you in just a minute. Stay tuned. Be right back.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Because there's a lot of stuff that you would die laughing about. Folks, we got a Super Bowl coming up. I don't know how many people like sports. They don't like sports. We've got the Olympics coming up. I don't know, is it NBC that's carrying? I think one station. I don't know if CBS or NBC is going to have them both on same
I
time.
thought HIG was doing that.
HIG could be doing that too, but
Okay.
right now, I'm going to leave the plug right here at WHIG. Yes, I am. But we were talking about snacks, and I'm going to throw it right back to the pros right here to my left and right, because that's something that we can overdo, Cheryl, during that 3.5 hour, the lead up to it, the tailgate party. How can we get through that?
Well, you mentioned chili.
I did.
And
I cut you off, so please take over. Yes.
But you know, what do we like to eat around Super Bowl time? We all gather around with our friends and we have a good hot bowl of chili because it is, and you know, hot sauce is good for you. Hot sauce is good for your blood pressure.
Yeah.
It's a healthy thing to eat, so you can dump some hot sauce in it. You can also have some cheese. Low-fat cheese would be better, but cheese is still not a carb.
Okay, I'm going to jump in the middle of this. I know Cheryl's got one, but it's going to hit to you. Potato chips, and everybody likes to do one thing. I know we're sitting there, and I know we're a Christian show, but I'm going to hit it. They want to pop a top. Are we allowed, is that good for the system in any way to mix the chip and have a good cold beverage, an adult beverage? Is that viable during this time?
Actually, I had that on my list.
Really?
I did. How about that?
Take it away, please.
Preach on.
I had that on my list of one of the things, if you drink alcohol, drink in moderation. Okay?
Outstanding, yes.
Drink in moderation, and that, of course, we know that means not overindulging. If it's a low-calorie alcoholic beverage, that is better. If you know that if you make the cocktails, the mixed drinks, that you're going to have a lot more calories.
Certainly.
A lot more calories.
And there's the sugar again and things that go into it, let alone the fruits, which may be healthy, but...
Right. Exactly, right. But the moderation, it's just like we were saying, you know, pasta, you can't have the pasta, the white stuff, and that's pasta, and that's good rice. Which actually you can have basmati rice. Basmati rice is acceptable. It's actually a low glycemic rice.
Okay.
It's basmati.
So that's got to be a brown rice then, in that case?
Basmati's not really a brown rice, but brown rice is acceptable, of course, you know. But basmati it's a different type of grain. And I think it's a more dense grain than your regular jasmine rice or just white minute rice. You know, that's what puts on the fat. But back to Super Bowl. You know, cheese, the meats that we have on our charcuterie tray, yeah, that's how you say it, you know, that's acceptable as far as low carb. Okay, but if you don't put the crackers, put whole wheat crackers on there, not club crackers.
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese is great. Great.
Do you have a favorite that you're doing during this time, Cheryl?
Whatever my wife brings home from the store.
You're a smart man. Yes, you are. You're a very smart man.
She's good about that. Truly, she's smart. She knows those things. Joy knows my wife. I mean, they could cook together no problem at all. You know, they
We could have a healthy Super Bowl
yes,
party.
yeah, we
Right.
could.
So that's what we're talking about here, folks, just getting together. And I know it's hard with all of what is going on with COVID and everything else. They're talking about people getting together, even if it's just 1, 2, or 3, or 4 in the family. Make it fun. That's what we want to do in 2022. Smile a lot more and try to look forward to doing what? Seeing each other, visiting, going a few places. But I always advocate, and it's coming back to these two in just a second, folks, whatever you do it local. You want to support our local businesses. Cheryl, Joy, so many of our restaurants have closed because of different situations. Maybe they can't be staffed.
Yep.
Maybe they can't get product. It's just so many things, and it's very, very sad. So if we do go out, make sure you shop local, buy local. When that comes right back to statewide, and you knew I was circling back to it, when there's a question dealing with your insurance from anything across the board in the spectrum, and it's all I'm going to say tonight about statewide, thank the goodness that they sponsor this for you. But we need to hear from you and ask those questions of what you're interested in, the problems you may be having with whatever type insurance you may be having. We need to hear from you in order to bring resolve to that. Being happy in 2022 with less stress is a great benefit, as well as what we eat and what we do. Anything else you'd like to? I know we're running out of time, but
One thing I did want to say, don't get discouraged about change. It's a good thing. Water that's not flowing becomes stagnant,
amen.
and it stinks.
Amen.
So don't be the stagnant water. Create a new you. I said I wasn't going to say a new you, but someone who is active and trying to help yourself and help others, because others will notice when you lose weight, when you change your lifestyle, and you will feel better about yourself. And don't give up on yourself. I did look up, I have a psychology degree too. I don't know that it's helped me that much, but I do have one. But I did look up in a psychology journal, it takes 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. 66 days is a long time.
It is a long time.
So remember that. So don't, so, well, I did it for 2 weeks. I walked 5 days a week for 2 weeks, and now I may as well quit because I only walked 1 day this week. Don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard. You can be your own worst enemy. Be your friend. Why not?
Oh, that's great
be your
advice.
friend, not
Yes.
your worst enemy. And to form a new habit, for it to become a habit, it can take as short as 18 days or as many as 254 days to form a new habit. I like the 66 day better. I think that's kind of in the middle. 66 days to develop a new behavior for it to become automatic. Okay, so be patient with yourself in 2022. We've all been through a lot. Focus on getting yourself healthier. And not necessarily skinnier, but healthier. And believe it or not, you will lose those extra pounds if you eat healthier and you exercise. You will, and it won't be, you won't be saying, I'm on this diet and I can't have this. So that's my advice.
You have to think, I believe you have to think in terms of, I'm starting to do some things a little differently so that I'm making progress towards whatever my ultimate goal is, because you talk about where I don't have time to do such and such. Do you really have time to go to the doctor's office every other month or every month?
Don't want to do that.
Or take 9 different prescriptions?
Right. Spend your money on healthy food instead of
versus,
prescriptions. Another prescription or
both
another
of
doctor
you
did.
hit on something that's just so important. And folks, we're all seniors. We all know what we're going through. But something that both of these educated people are saying, we may start something. Let me just pick on myself. I went to the gym. The place is packed. This was right after. Today's only the 4th. This was the 31st and the 1st, packed. Okay, was in there 2 days ago. It was half. I think you see where I'm going. We've got a great motivation. We've got a great feeling to get it done. But Cheryl came up with a great idea. Push through. Don't give up. The easiest thing in the world to do is just throw the towel in and just say, nah, I'm going to sit here. Cheryl, I have to agree with you. Sir, that idea of what do I want to do? Do I want to go out with the spouse, have fun with the kids, the grandkids, or do I need to spend time down here at the clinic because I was a little bit doing some stuff I probably shouldn't be doing?
Right.
Right.
It's lifestyle, make a change of how you spend your days, and the thing that, helps me get in that right direction is literally keeping a journal of what I'm doing, good, bad, or indifferent, and then from time to time look back, where was I 6 months ago?
That is fabulous. Yes.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because I know this, you'll find this incredibly hard to believe, but once in a while I make mistakes and I fall off the wagon.
Well, now that is something that we both need to chat with you about after the program's over, but no, Cheryl, we all do. And the neat part about good women and good men, which there's a lot of you out there, is to believe in yourself. We only have a couple of minutes left. We're going to be going right to close. I hope you saw tonight, folks, sitting there listening, you came up with some questions for us at Statewide and WHIG. This is a family affair for what we do here. And being able to grow with you, well, the only way we can do that is for you to let us know what it is you're interested in. That's how Miss Joy was here. That's why Cheryl came up with the ideas of what he did. We have heard from you over the holidays. Well, Joy, we need to hear about this. Cheryl, you got a call asking about assisted living. Help me here. Assisted living, and go ahead.
Yeah, well, we are going to do this in pretty soon. We had someone asking about, if we knew anything about the different assisted living facilities, in the 30-40 mile radius. And
because I'm sure there's cost difference in all of that.
Well, that was it.
Topic.
There is a huge difference. I recognized even from just my interaction with my dad and his contemporaries, and their experience in different locations, and there's a lot of differences price-wise, as well as just the type of facility, what they considered the level of care they were getting, the quality of care they were getting, quality of care. So we want to do that.
And I'm sure there's many different levels that you would know, Joey, from the idea of full bedded, full vested. I'm here, I get all of my meals. And we wanted to touch on that tonight to let you know it's coming, along with some great guests. We only have about 30 seconds left. Folks, we just cannot do this without you. You've heard me beat this horse to death tonight. We love you. We want to hear from you. Reach out to us. Tell us what it is you want to see, how you want us to change anything that we're doing, to do what? To be able to help and get along with you. Let us know exactly what's going on. Cheryl?
We did have one person call and ask us about doing a show from Acapulco. We're working on that. It may be a little while, but I may have to do that one by myself. I'm not sure, but I'm willing to.
We always get the short end of the stick, don't we, Joe? Yes, we do. He's out there like
I'm willing to go do and take care of it myself if I have to.
Joe, anything else that you would like to close with? And then I'm going to talk a second about February 22nd, and we're going to be out. Is there anything you'd like to close with?
Just happy to be here tonight. Thank y'all for inviting me, and just remember, change.
What a great close.
Slowly but surely.
Close. Folks, February 22nd, we're going to be giving a teaching situation.
There you go.
We're just going to drop tidbits about things that we do for senior living. Place has been selected. We'll be starting to drop a campaign out to let you know when, where, and what. We're going to have guests coming in to talk and explain and talking about senior living. For our wonderful guest tonight, Miss Joy, for Cheryl, our partner, for everyone here at WHIG. We could not do this without you. Remember, 2022 is going to be a great year. God loves you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep looking up, and we'll see you next week on Senior Living Today. Have a blessed evening. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.
Good night.